Hello, my name is Charlie Winston, and you are watching bestfan.com.
On this episode of Best Fan TV, I sit down with UK singer-songwriter Charlie Winston. We talk about his tour, his latest album Running Still, and about what he would eat on his last day on Earth.
I've always known.
What's up, guys? You're watching bestfan.com. I'm here with Charlie Winston, all the way in Toronto from Paris. And you're on tour. How's touring?
It's a crazy animal that when you're out of it, getting into it can sometimes it's sort of you need oil, you know. But once the wheels are in motion again, it's fine, because then you just forget about what once normal life you had. And
I guess that's kind of ties into Running Still. Yeah. And I read that you named it that because of things like touring. You know, you go from such high energy to a place where you're by yourself in a hotel room, and how do you handle that? Yeah,
it can be quite crazy sometimes. You can go into, if you're not careful, it's just learning how to handle it. My second song on the record, Speak to Me, is about that. It's about coming off tour and being in the city on my own, thinking I need time to myself. And in fact, I just need someone to talk to. You know, I need to sort of hang out with someone and just be cool and be chilled. Because otherwise you can find just your brain going into this sort of vortex of a void of strange conversations in your head. Because when you're on tour, you're always talking. You're always with the band talking, or talking, management, or talking to you. And so it's knowing ways to calm that down.
I want to ask, how did you get into music in the first place? Because you're a musician, your brother's a musician, your sister's a musician.
It's just something that I grew up around. My parents, when I was 2, they decided to buy a hotel. They wanted to make it a hub of entertainment. So there was bands playing every weekend, there was comedy nights, there was theatre companies, there was can-can dancers. We had all sorts of stuff going on. And because our parents were so busy, our only way to really get attention was to do it as well.
Like, Mommy, look at me, I can sing.
Yeah, and also Dad was always pushing us to do stuff. He'd bribe me he bought some juggling balls and said, I'll give you £10 if you can juggle 3 balls 10 times. So I was like, great. So I learned, and then he bought me a unicycle and said, if you can cycle across the car park, I'll give you £10. So I did it.
That is so crazy. That's a crazy upbringing.
Yeah.
No wonder you're so talented. I'm going to ask you a few random questions because some of our best fans out there want to know some random stuff about you, okay? If you had one day to live, okay, what is something that you'd have to eat?
Well, I suppose you have to go back to your mum's cooking, don't you, really, with something like that. It's a kind of pot of tomatoes and bacon and sausages and carrots and even baked beans can go in there as well. It's actually really good, but it sounds terrible the way I'm describing it. And then on the top it's mashed potato, and then with crisps, it's like layered on top, like Walker's crisps, and then on top cheese.
I like that. Okay, potatoes,
it's
chips,
like really,
and cheese.
really wholesome.
Tell me something personal.
Well, I still have teddy bears. Super Ted and Flips, they're my 2 teddy bears. I like the idea of when I have children, I want to give them to my children. I'm going to have to give them a little bit of a refurb.
So if people want to check you out, where can they go?
They can go to charliewinston.com or the Charlie Winston official fan page on Facebook or Twitter. I think it's Charlie_Winston.
Anyways, for more exclusive interviews with your favorite artists, check out www.bestfan.com. Here with Charlie Winston, I'm Rachel David.